was not any like normal little shop. It was like a rumbo shop. Those of you in the Caribbean or most of Grenada, all you know rumbo means rum people kind of shop. People who love rum, love to drink rum and get drunk and all that.
Are you feeling good tonight? This thing got me thinking of life.
What is up, MIMILEES? It's your girl Mimi here back with another video, and in today's video, as you have read by the title, we are going to be doing a story time on the aftermath accident from the Lavulin's birthday party. If you like content like this, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more. And without further ado, let's get straight into this video. So boom, this event was on the 22nd of June, right? Stick a pin right there. If y'all haven't checked out the recent vlog I did, I urge y'all to check it out in the little card. I'll put a little card there for y'all if y'all interested in that. And so yes, back on with the story time. So I reached to the event around 7 p.m. because that's when it was supposed to start, and myself and my best friend attended. However, my best friend came a little later than me, right? But nonetheless, we both left around 10:30 p.m. thereabout, mainly because of both his parents and my aunt was waiting for us in the parking lot. So we just said let's call it a night, and we told Marks good night. And you know, the little encounter, the little meet and greet type of situation with families and whatnot. So yes, after that, my aunt and I, we left Lavu. Now, my aunt also she's not necessarily very important in the story time, but at the same time, she's a part of it. So she's basically a co-worker of my aunt. Like, they did a little activity, it was a paint and sip activity. And so, you know, they were talking about the little experience, the little moments, whatnot. So my aunt and the lady was in the passenger seat in front, and my aunt was obviously driving. I was in the back seat, and throughout this entire encounter, throughout this entire, you know, party, I had like a slight headache, right? So part of me just wanted to rest, knowing that I had church the next morning, and then part of me was like, yeah, I would still push just to do the little socializing. We're on the road right now, and we live in Granans, because Lavolins is in Granans, right on the lane. And mind you, right, I told y'all I had a headache, so periodically I would just open my eyes just to see where we were at, if we were close to home, if we were still in Granans, you know, just periodically opening my eyes. And right before the accident had happened, I remember that I opened my eyes to see like there was a shop on my side of the vehicle, right? There was a shop, and it was not any like normal little shop. It was like a rumbo shop. Those of you in the Caribbean or most of Grenada, all you know rumbo means rum people kind of shop. People who love rum, love to drink rum and get drunk and all that. So yeah, it was a rumbo shop on my side. That's what I saw. And then I just closed my eyes again because, you know, she was on the road. Now, right beside the rum shop, right, there is a vehicle that was parked, you know, on the side my aunt was driving. So she had to stop because there were other vehicles on the opposite side that were going to Granans. So mind you, my aunt is leaving Granans, and there are vehicles like about maybe 2 or 3 that was going to Granans, you know, and it's nighttime, right? It's late, like literally after maybe going to 11 o'clock. It was late, right? So my aunt, she wasn't driving too careless or reckless or anything. She was just taking she time and talking with she colleague, you know, about work and finances and all of that, blah, blah, blah. So my aunt stopped to wait on the vehicles to pass. Now, all I just know is when I closed my eyes after seeing the rumble shop and after knowing that my aunt stopped, I just hear a loud thud, scrape, and a screeching go down the direction that my aunt was driving in. Editing Mimi here, but I forgot to mention that based on what the witnesses saw in the rumble shop and within the vehicle, apparently no patient was trying to overtake 3 vehicles. So he ended up hitting my aunt and three vehicles on my aunt's side, not the opposite side that was going to grandaunt's, right? And I opened my eyes immediately because you want to know what happened. Now, when I opened my eyes, so it's like a situation where you would react quickly, right? Because I'm explaining it, it won't seem as quick, but it was a situation that you would react quickly to. And when I did open my eyes, I saw this black van. Like, I didn't even make on number plate and all of that because, like I told you, like I had a headache. So my mind just seeing things as just. So I saw this black van and like he bumper come out. Was the man, and we're gonna call this man no patience, right? Because he had no patience whatsoever in terms of waiting his turn to just drive off. Like all of this could have been prevented if he had patience. So no patience, bumper in the back, come out, and my aunt was perplexed in a sense that one, she did not know if the man hit her or not. Two, she thought that the man had hit the first vehicle that she was waiting on to pass because it was like a line of vehicles that we were waiting on to pass that was going grandaunt's. So she thought it was the other man. But when she came out the vehicle, right, she saw the man scratch dents and whatnot to her vehicle. So obviously you're gonna be mad because at the end of the day, one, you're not wrong in any sense. You was driving cautiously on the road, and what's the point in going through all of that when it wasn't even you? So my aunt checked out the damage that he did. He never came up to my aunt, to be quite honest, while all of that was going on. He came up to my uncle, but stick a pin right there, we'll get to that point. And yeah, so my aunt was going off, people from the shop itself came out to see, people from the vehicles that was behind my aunt waiting as well, for the other vehicles that were going to grandaunt's to pass. They were outside wanting to see what was the commotion and all of that. And I think that was one of my aunt's friends. Like they were in the back of my aunt's, and surprisingly enough, I think that was God that sent him, to call the police and whatnot. And yeah, so my aunt was going off on the side of the road. When I came out, no, after my aunt checked it, it was like maybe 2 minutes after I catch myself, I realized, yo, that shit probably actually serious. So I went outside, and while I was checking the damage, right, mind you, there's a line of vehicles in the back, and they also wanted to pass through. So we had to kind of give space, even though there was a packed vehicle or a vehicle waiting like in a stop kind of position to like move out, but not completely, if that makes sense. We were stationary where we were, and the other vehicles were just passing by, because them people want to go home, and I don't blame them people because, anyways, so my aunt was going off, and then my best friend and his family were passing. Obviously, when there is a line of traffic coming through, you won't be driving at a pace that is of speed. Obviously, you'll slow down. So my best friend and his family slowed down, and that slowdown was enough that me and my best friend could talk quickly and say what was up. And he asked me what was wrong because his window was down, and he was on the same side as me, passenger seat in the back. So he asked me what was wrong, and I told him that the vehicle got hit. It was bunks. So his family, they drove, and they parked at they parked a little further down. They came out to see what was the problem, like what was going on. And I explained to my best friend exactly what had happened. And they stayed around like for, I won't necessarily say an hour, but they stayed around for a good while to see like if the situation would have been resolved, if what was going on, etc., etc. So when my best friend told me that he had to leave because he had things to do the next day, I said no problem, whatnot. And when my best friend and his family left a little while after, my uncle came with my twin cousins, and we were waiting on the police to come because, obviously when you get hit and whatnot, you had to wait. And I ain't gonna lie, like I understand the law had to take place and whatnot, but at the same time, I told y'all I had a headache, so it was like I want this thing to be over with because it was already late and we had church the next day, and like it was just a situation like I wanted to be done with. So we were waiting, and I went at a certain point in time by my uncle, and we socialized as well. And apparently, he knew no patience because they were talking. And what no patience said was that he didn't want to go or approach my aunt when the situation had just happened because he thought she was traumatized. Now, I don't know about nobody else, but I know my aunt was more pissed than traumatized. And if she was, that won't even cross the slightest bit because she recently had gotten the vehicle. And so, situations like that, it would have you mad, okay? Especially knowing that you wasn't even in the wrong. So that happened a good while after the police officers came. They asked both no patients and my aunt questions about, obviously accident related stuff, who knew about the impact, whatnot. And so, yeah, when that situation was resolved in terms of who would I take responsibility, no patients took reliability, and he was very respectful. And yeah, that was basically the nights of the aftermath accident. Like it wasn't anything major. I thank God it wasn't, because if it was, that would have been a totally different turn of things. So yeah, everybody went home, and at least he took liability and he was respectful, knowing that he was in the wrong. And yeah, so that just alone proves holistically how someone's night can go from extremely happy and peaceful to something so chaotic within seconds. That's why you always gotta give God thanks for your life. Okay? Hope you like content like this. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.
I can't explain no, no.